Hi all, this is a quick view of the achievement part of Edge. So from the teacher view, we go to achievement and the view will change a little bit so that we have a grid of your class and all the results that have been entered in so far and space for you to enter the results in. So it's all about the achievement and analysing that achievement. So you can see I've got a lot of running record data and a little bit of a junior assessment in here. And there's a lot of other data that's simply not in at this stage. So to put in some new data, we can go, let's have a look across. So we're in English, we can be in maths or any of the other subjects there. Let's go across and have a look at listening. And we're going to add a new result. So I've clicked on the down arrow, adding a new result. It's defaulted to today's date. I can change all dates back to a past date, or I can change the students individually, and then I'm just popping in the result, in this case, early level 1 at level 1. And I can put a note in there as well, and then save my work. So if I go back to my room and scroll across, I can see those results in there. Just on the matter of scrolling, if you have a wheel mouse and you scroll with the wheel while you're over the data, it goes left and right. If you're over the students and you scroll, then it will go up and down, provided you have more students than fit on one screen as I've got there. Right, over on the left, you normally are just looking at your class as at today, but you can look at anybody who perhaps left before today, and they'll show up with a little dot next to them, or perhaps even students who haven't started yet. Down below there, as you saw, under classes, because I'm an assessment coordinator, I can see other classes as well as my own class. Under years, I can select a year group and view their data. Under groups, let's click on one of those. I can choose any of the groups that have been set up. So I might have a learning group of ESOL students that I want to look at their data or analyze their data. I can do that there. We can even set up a group for the entire school if we wanted to. In there, let's click on ESL, see if we have any. We've got a few ESL students and one even who is no longer part of that ESOL group. Okay, to set up these assessments, down at the bottom here is setup of assessments if you've got the rights. And again, it's just going to default to the English at this stage, and you just tick anything that you want to be doing. Underneath each of these ticks, it will have assessment points, and it pre-configures an assessment point for each term. Now, if you don't want those, it doesn't matter. You can just enter whenever and it will drop into the correct assessment point if the date's within that date range. You can delete assessment points if you really want to, and you can add others as well if you need to. But in general, the termly assessment dates will work fine for most people. So yeah, we can also configure maths. And you've got quite a few choices there as well. Okay, there's more videos showing you some of the details of setting up those assessments and assessment points, and likewise there will be more videos going through the analysis. So there's a couple of ways to do analysis. When you're back looking at your class or your group, and you can click on the drop down. Let's go back to the English. Click on the drop down. Then I can assess any of these assessment points. So that includes assessment points from previous years. So let's look at Term 1 2018, and my choices are just to view the results, to view them in a sortable table so I can sort them in order, to view a current attainment analysis, or to do cohort tracking whereby I look at a group of students and we compare apples with apples here and look at them over time as to how things have changed. So let's start with the current attainment analysis and have a quick look at that. So it's just going straight into a data table of how many students in each year group are at each reading level, because that's what it's talking about there. We'll get totals at the end. Now those data tables can be changed to a bar graph. Sometimes you'll get other choices of data types, and You'll get other choices of number or percentage, and you might get some other ticks to include bar graphs, include levers, that sort of thing. There's a few other choices under the view where you can put on a gender filter or an ethnicity filter on these, so you can compare different ethnicities or groups within that analysis. Again, there are more videos going through that in detail. The other way of doing analysis, other than by class, group, and year, is that you can do a whole score analysis. And in this case, you come in and then you first of all select the assessment that you're going to analyze, select the point that you're going to analyze, and the data comes up. And again, exactly the same. You can put it as a graph if you want to. For some, you can see I've got other choices like a scatter graph. We can put all tests together for that as well and show that. So that's generally how you get around in here. Look, just a couple of other quick hints on moving around in here. We have little arrows in the corner which just use up all the available space so that you can see all the data and the names, and you can just toggle backwards between the mode of seeing the headings or that. There are a couple of other things. There is overall tracking, whereby you can choose to see any data that you want next to each other for any years. Basically, it just gives you a big spreadsheet. Always when you've got that data, you can export that data out. And we'll display that lot. No, of course, I've got a junior class. They're not going to have any of that PAT data in there at this stage. Let's perhaps try that with room 6 and see if we've got some data. Year 6. Oh, I'm not finding a lot of data there. No, there we go. Didn't click on the display. So there's not a lot of data, but I can see that data there. So that's the overall tracking where you're looking at a lot of data. And the other thing that you've got up here is the Markbook. And that's where you can set up your own assessments in there and mark those. So anything that's not already covered by the standard tests that are in there. Okay, thank you for your time.